Hi, and welcome to the Year 8 Technology Animation task. As you can see, the marks are out of 45. Your due date will be on the task here. Obviously, it'll be different depending on the time of year you do the task. We've also got the weighting there of 45%. We need you to put your name here and your teacher's name here. Outcomes you'll be assessed on are here. The criteria for assessment, you'll be researched on your ability to research what makes a good animation, to create an effective design for an animation using a storyboard, to create an amazing stop motion animation, and to evaluate and make changes to your assessment. So what do you have to do? You're basically creating a 30-second stop motion animation to highlight one aspect of safety in the workshop in an entertaining and informative way to Year 7 students. And how you're going to do that? You're going to conduct some research using a Google form, you're going to design a storyboard, you're going to make the animation, and then you're going to evaluate it. So moving on, first task, research. Make a survey to help you design and produce a great animation using Google Forms. The survey you create will need to include at least 10 appropriate questions of appropriate question types, and you need to ask a range of questions. So what you'll want to do, we've got two question types. We've got open questions and closed questions. Closed questions are where you give the answerer, the responder, the answers. So it might be a multiple choice, it might be a checkbox, it might be a drop down, but there's a list of answers and the person picks from one. And these are really good because the survey will automatically aggregate these and graph them for you. So you don't need to worry about reading the answers or anything like that. We also have open questions, which are your short answer and your paragraph questions, and these allow you to get a free response from the responder. And these are really good because they give lots of detail, but the drawback is you then have to read all the responses. So you need to have a mix of both of those. They're both useful in their own way, and they're both usable for different things. So you just need to make sure you find the right places to use each of those. Once you have the survey, you need to send it out, and then you need to send it to, let's say, 5 kids. And then you'll need to get some data. You'll need to submit a summary of that data in a Google presentation, and the summary needs to include a visualization of data. So you can make your own graphs, or you can use the ones from Google Forms, but you need to have some sort of graphs in there. And you then need to have some correct detailed conclusions made from the data. So don't just say what the form says. You need to read the data, analyze it, and draw conclusions from that. So what makes a good animation? What do people want to see? To submit, we want you to attach your presentation and your Google form to the classroom assignment, and we want you to link to them and place the links here. Okay. For the section 2, you're going to be making a storyboard. You'll be given a paper copy in class. If you lose it or you need another one, then you can print one from here, and I'll open that in a minute. Your storyboard should include color, detailed pictures, annotations, explanations, and a large number of scenes. So if I open that storyboard, we can see here, this is our storyboard. You put your name and your teacher's name on the front. We go down here, you put a title, and you list the actors that are here. So you would name each of your characters, and this way we can know who is in your animation. You will draw a picture for each of these boxes. No stick figures, please. We want some fairly detailed figures, and color is really good as well. And then you would write down here what is happening in the scene. The storyboard should be accurate enough so that I can pretty much tell what's going on without reading, but the reading will help us to fill in the detail of what's going on. Here the duration is important too. So you need to write down how many seconds each scene will be. And what that will help with is when you're filming your video, you can then time how long each scene will take. So if a scene is taking 2 seconds and you're filming your video at 15 frames per second, then you know that you need to take 30 photos for that scene, because 30 divided by 15 is 2. So you need to make sure that you do this accurately, because it's going to help you out a lot later when you come to filming. You can see here we've got 3 scenes here. We've got another one set here, another set here. So we're not requiring you by any means to fill out all 16 boxes. You may choose to fill out less than that. What we want is a detailed representation of your animation. You also might choose to do more than that, and in that case you can then print off another sheet. So moving back to the task, to submit this, you need to attach a copy of your storyboard booklet. So you're either going to scan the printed copy you were given, or you're going to take several photos on your phone or on your webcam on your computer. They need to be clear, really important that they're clear. And then you combine these into one document using this website. Okay, so I only want one PDF submitted. You're going to submit that to Google Classroom, and you're going to paste a link here. The next one, the animation, you're going to create a 30-second stop motion to highlight one aspect of safety in the workshop in an entertaining and informative way to Year 7 students. Your animation should include the use of stop motion software. So here's an example, here's a link, to the stop motion software we can use on our MacBooks or our Chromebooks. It works on both. You're also able to use a phone-based equivalent if you choose to. For video editing, we want you all to use WeVideo, which is an online video editing program. It is free, but there are some paid aspects to it. We're not requiring you to pay money to get full marks. So those features are added if you like, but you won't be getting extra marks for them. Okay, you can get full marks by just using the standard free features on WeVideo. We need to see a range of shots and techniques. So we want to see top-down shots, close-ups, whole range of different shots, because you want it to be interesting, and each shot tells a different story about the animation. So you need to make sure you use lots of those. And we want smooth animation. So the higher frames per second is better. The more photos you take per second of animation, the better. The slowest you can have is 12. So the smallest amount of photos you can have is 12 frames per second, 12 photos per second, okay? And you can go higher than that, you can go 15, you can go 20. 24 is the standard for movies, and 30 is pretty good as well. The more frames per second you have, the smoother your animation will be. We want to have well-constructed sets, characters, and other items. We want an entertaining and informative animation. We want it to be exciting, we want it to be interesting. We want it to grab the attention of the Year 7s we're going to show this to. You need to have audio as well. So you can have voice that you recorded yourself. You can have some free sound effects from websites such as freesound.org, and you can have free audio from websites such as Free Music Archive. The important thing is that you check to see if you have the right to use the media. So when you look on the websites, somewhere in a copyright section or an about section or something like that, there'll be references to something like Creative Commons or references to something like open source. And if that's the case, then you can use it. If not, then you probably can't. And if you're in doubt, you should ask your teacher and they can check it out for you. To submit the video, you need to download it from WeVideo, you need to attach it to Google Classroom and place the link here. The last section is the evaluation. So what we want you to do here is you want to try to finish your assignment about a week before it's due, okay? And then what we want you to do, we want you to mark your task. So you scroll down to the marking criteria, there's a box here for the self-assessment mark, and you're going to write A to E in each of these, signifying which one of these boxes you think you did, okay? And as you write that, you're going to be thinking about what you need to improve on. So if I'm in this section here and I graded myself a B, what did I need to fix to get myself an A? And you're going to write those things here. And then you're actually going to go make the adjustments. Understand that even if you marked yourself an A, there is always room for improvement. So we would expect to see a mark in here as well, okay? Once you've done those, you then make the adjustments, and for this section, you just complete the work on this sheet. There's no need to attach a separate document to Classroom. And that's the animation task.